Guys, remember a year ago, we tested 3 dualies. There was a Chevy, there's a Ford, and a Ram.
Yes, I kind of remember that.
Yeah, and the Chevy did really well, but we were towing under 23,000 pounds.
That was because the Chevy could only tow X amount, right?
Yep, that was our limit. That was it. That's all we could do.
Well, how about we max these trucks out at nearly 30,000 pounds?
Are you saying you want to do a Super Ike?
A Super Ike.
Hell yeah!
All right, guys, we're going to discuss the load in a minute, but you may notice that we have our Project Hummer on the back of this trailer. Now, the reason why? We are going overlanding, and we are turning the Hummer into an overlanding vehicle, and it's going to go to the Overland Expo, which is in Flagstaff, and that's in May. So we're using it as dead weight, which I think is rather appropriate.
Should be fun. The giant tires and all the accessories you have on it.
Right.
And we need that for ballast. We tied it down really tight. It's kind of a weird looking load, the water totes and a Hummer. But that's a 30-foot trailer. And this thing is tied on tight. We've got, 5 water totes on it. Everything's strapped on tremendously. When anything moving on it, we've done really well so far. It's a fun rig to pull. I mean, we're 28,500 pounds. That's kind of where real close to where we wanted to be. Well, here she is, our black wood floor, and they did a good job. It's all the way, the dovetail between the axles. And what this is, it's a hardwood. They cut the center section out and they put in recycled rubber. And it's the heavy duty stuff.
So what's the overall plan, Kent? We're gonna put 2 totes in the front,
3 on the back.
3 in the back, so we need to move the Hummer.
Yeah, we need to get all the room we can.
A little more? Okay, that's enough. We gotta make sure we got the proper trailer brake controller settings. We need to go to heavy electric. We do not have electric over hydraulic, so heavy electric it is. I can adjust the gain. Currently set at 0. I'm gonna start at 5 and then we'll figure out which is the best setting by testing the brakes a little bit. We need to add some DEF fluid because we're running low on both trucks, actually.
That's true, and that will harm our performance because they actually get a little bit of power from the DEF.
Is this urea?
I hope so. Yeah, it's water, or it's whatever the hell it is. Still, it's moonshine.
Dane, we gotta fill up the Ford.
Now, both these trucks are so apples to apples, but both of them have increased their power for this year, for 18. That makes this an important comparison we're doing.
That's right. Now, this one puts out 385 horsepower, a lot less than the Ford, but puts out 930 pound-feet of torque.
Yeah, that's 5 pounds apart on torque. That's the power. That's what a diesel does.
Yeah, yeah. But this one has the ASIN 6-speed automatic transmission, right?
And it has different characteristics. I don't think it shifts as often as what the 68 RE from Ram has.
So guys, we're going super heavy today.
Yepper. Super Ike.
Super Ike, and because of that, we need to stay near or at 35 miles an hour downhill.
Okay.
Why is that?
Because we're over the 26,000 pound gross combined or gross vehicle weight, as they say in Colorado.
And they actually have a sign there, so we can't really say we didn't see it.
So we're using 35. All of our tools, right guys?
Right.
You know, we got tow haul mode, we got brake, exhaust brake. And we're still going to count brake applications. How about that?
Again, there's 45, going down to 35 again. But this is what the semis have to do, so we're really following semi rules right through here now. Sweet spot on this for holding gears with the transmission is 25 to 3,000.
All right, well, we're done. So 11 brake applications in the Ram. Let's go up the mountain, boys. All right, are you flat out, dude?
I'm wide open throttle at 40 miles an hour.
You know, I think this is going to be one of those times when we're going to be 100% throttle 100% of the time.
It could be.
That's
a nice way to do it. You know, so that's so hard to modulate right on a number when you're always going to one above, one below. But this is doing fine, about 50, almost 55.
Wow.
We're doing good for this part of the run.
We're still climbing, 7% grade.
We are.
And 8 miles. World toughest towing test.
We're running 2,300 RPMs, almost 24.
We've never done a competition with 30,000 pounds or just under 30,000 pounds. We've done like a couple of trucks by themselves, right?
Yes. We've done a Ford by itself.
This is a whole new thing, and I want to change some of the scoring. I still want to score these trucks even though there's no gold hitch involved. But I want to, since we're not going to make an 8-minute run, there's no way we can do it, right?
Right.
I want to make our goal to be 9.5 minutes. And our fuel economy, you know, is not going to be anywhere near 6, you know, which is what half-ton trucks do.
Yes, this is not made for the 6.
So I want to lower that to about 4.
Oh, so you're going to change them between heavy duty and light duty. That's a good idea.
For the dualies, especially.
Yes, that makes sense. I enjoy driving this thing. I'm a little worried about how much weight we're towing, so that gets a little anxious, but this has been a real comfortable ride, which I like.
Well, it's pretty amazing. This truck is keeping 40 miles an hour approximately. Let's measure the sound real quick.
Here, I got enough RPM. Here,
64.4. That was very quiet.
I've got enough RPM, so let me.
Well, we're coming to the end of the test. We're getting close.
Yes, we are. So
35 miles an hour.
And now
I'm accelerating.
1141.36.
2.7 mpg.
2.7
I don't know why you just reset it, but
I did it because of the front of it, but 2.7.
wow. And now all we have to do is swap the trailers from the Ram to the Ford. We always grease our balls, and we put some on the front of the ball, and it works really well. Okay, so I measured both sides. This is about 38.5. So we were at 42.75. And that side was 39, 38.75. It's almost 4 inches of squat from the suspension on the 350.
This engine was built by Bill Ford himself. He actually built this by hand. Well, actually, it was built in Ford factory.
And the transmission.
That's
yes.
correct.
It's the only one in the
6
segment.
speed. That's right. So this baby is a 6.7 liter diesel. It puts out, was it 450
450 horsepower
and 935 pound-feet of torque.
Exactly. It's the highest in the segment.
Both horsepower and torque.
That's right.
Not only that, but when we brought this to the track to test drive it for drag racing, it was a beast, and that's an older video we just put out a little while ago. And wow, God!
I spun the tires just a little bit.
1, 2 truck lane, 3, 2.
Damn, this truck takes off. Damn, that Ford is a rocket. That thing took off like a bat out of hell, man.
It's really remarkable how well they've done with this. It's come a long ways in the 6-liter.
That's right. So it stands to reason that this thing would probably be the faster one, right, up the hill?
Yeah, it would be something you would bet on, being faster and more power. So what do I know?
Yep.
And it's cool as both trucks today are 410 rear ends. So we got a very close matchup.
It is as close to apples as we can get.
That's true.
35 miles an hour?
Yep, we're right at 35.
Nice. You know, one thing I gotta say about the Ford, the rear seat back here is actually more roomy than in the Ram. So once again, we're using tow haul mode, obviously, but also full exhaust brake, right?
Yes, full exhaust brake. And it allows for a smoother shift and not such an abrupt brake control, which means they're giving you probably not a full butterfly close on the exhaust brake.
Yeah.
Not in the engine, yeah, exhaust brake. Ford started calling them engine brakes, but that's what a semi uses.
So once again, we're trying to maintain 35 miles an hour.
Okay, and I'm feeling more of the rough spots with this one, but I'm almost thinking the Ford's going to have less brake application, but we'll know when we get to the bottom.
So 10 brake applications in the Ford.
Yeah, so they're very close.
Who has the best mirror? I think Ford does. Not only is it powered extending, but this mirror is just a little bit smaller and you have to operate it manually on this side. Even though it has more reach, I vote for the Ford mirror. So I'm really curious how this big power numbers in this Ford will do. Because they have the highest horsepower number, right, in this segment, 450.
Yeah, they're crazy now.
You're full on, right?
Yep, I am. I'm going 51 miles an hour.
One interesting part is, and I think a lot of viewers commented on this on other Super Duties, is we have a water coolant gauge that's at the top of the screen over there.
Yeah.
And as soon as it goes over about 220, you can see the digits come up.
Yeah, we're
You see
2.7,
that?
216.
But then immediately the fan starts going,
Yeah,
like you can hear
yeah.
now.
That's cool. It tells you that you should look at it by the numbers coming up to the exact temperature that it reads. Yeah, that's interesting. I like that feature.
Can I have the sound meter?
You got it.
Let me try it. Even though our fan is running, I have no choice. I have to measure the sound. 65.7.
That was a 2600
Slightly
RPM.
louder. Slightly louder.
Slightly.
Yeah, not by much. I mean, it's still under 70 decibels. It's really quiet. When I'm yelling at you guys from back here, I'm yelling at about 85 decibels.
That's what I thought it was. I thought you were at least 85.
Yeah.
Really?
So I
You're
have
still to the floor, right?
I'm all the way. I'm all the way.
So we need to beat, what, 11 minutes and 41 seconds. We're getting really close.
Wide open throttle all the way.
And now.
Wow, that's close.
Hold. 11:43.
And this is 2.4 on the fuel mileage
2.4.
versus 2.7. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
So this is slightly less on fuel mileage. And how close I was.
Within 2 seconds.
Within 2 seconds, which I'm willing to call even.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's almost
very,
identical
very
times.
It was a very close race, let me tell you.
The Ram did just one more brake application.
11 versus 10,
Yeah, which was a surprise. I thought
Yeah.
there would be less, both of them.
Right. Going up the hill, the Ford again held the speed longer between gears. So I would have bet money that it was faster. I'm really surprised the Ford was slower.
We have to settle this. So let's vote. So let's go one by one and each pick a truck.
Okay, oh, the Ford. You know why?
Why?
Because they're tied, except for the Ford has better mirrors and massaging seats.
Oh, I love those seats. Well, I went
And the mirrors.
21 Ford 20 Ram. I love the interior of the Ram, and I love the sound. I mean, I used to not like the whine sound, but at 3,000 RPM, where we were both down and up, around 3,000, it was a nice mellow sound.
It was
Ram.
pretty nice.
And the Ford had the fan going on. It was like a screeching sound, and more of an annoying noise, which didn't used to be that. Ford's a quiet one, but with a Trader, Ford's a little noisy.
And I'm voting for the Ram. Do you know why?
Why?
So the Ram is more efficient, and we've proven it last year as well. It was a
Yeah.
little bit more efficient on our highway loop. So that straight six is more efficient. I like the air helper suspension. I think the fact that you can level out the truck,
Tightened it up.
it helps, and the ride is maybe a smidge better in certain areas.
Oh, I'm going to have to adjust it now because you brought up the air ride. I'm going to give them both 21s because the Ram should deserve a little bit higher score because that air ride didn't squat, where the Ford squatted, was it 4 inches?
4 inches.
That's not
Yeah,
good.
that's not a
4
squat.
inches is a lot of angle. And
Yeah.
it affects your trailer angle, it affects your braking. I give them both 21s now because I would call them tight. I give that advantage to the Ram.
You said Ford. You kind of going almost
I'm
Ford.
going split. No, I'm going 21.
I said
so-
Ram, so we're tied. So I have to do the numbers.
Okay, do the numbers.
Okay, cut. .100 maximum for each truck. For the way down, maximum points a truck can get is 25. For the way up the mountain, maximum points is 50. And the leftover 25 points are subjective score. And we're gonna rate each truck and see how they compare. We've never done this before. Usually we don't score the Super I gauntlets.
Right.
But this is so close that we had to score it. The final score is, for this Super I gauntlet, 59 points for the Ford, 60 points for the Ram.
It was close for the Super Ike. It was close.
Holy cow! Even though Ford has more technology built in, 360-degree cameras, and the gate that folds by itself,
And amazing
Oh.
seats.
Oh,
the Ram just eked it out.
Yep.
Yeah, so once again, well done.
Go back to tfltruck.com and
MrTruck.com.
See you next time, guys.